Hi guys, welcome back. I'm Amanda Song, and this is Growth Mindset. So I mentioned in an earlier video that I have a master's degree from Columbia University, but the process of how I got there, what happened to me while I was there, and what happened to me since then, I think it's a perfect example of fixed versus growth mindset, how it affects your life, and how it can change your life. But since leaving, I realized that being a Columbia graduate is not what defines me, and I see myself as kind of having 4 phases of like personality and growth. So there's who I was before Columbia University, who I was during Columbia University, who I was right after graduating. That was a very strange and confusing time for me, and who I am now. This playlist is about how I got into my dream school, what happened to me while I was there, and why I'm more proud of myself since leaving Columbia. And the more distance I put between me and that school, the more I grow and learn to love myself more. So in this first episode, I'm going to talk about the power of process and how focusing on effort got me into my dream school. Having a fixed mindset means like you think of yourself as having fixed traits. Either you're smart or you're not smart. And the problem with that is that it does not give you room to grow. And so if you decide early on that you're not smart enough to get into a school like Columbia University, you're never going to get there. So this story begins when I got into my first dream school, which was actually Emerson College in Boston. I wanted to do screenwriting and broadcast journalism, but it was a private school and I didn't get enough financial aid, and my family and I could not afford the school. So I got into it and I was so proud of myself, but I couldn't go. That left me going to a local branch of our state university, UConn. Go Huskies! That had a huge effect on me for the first half of my freshman year of college. I got a little bit depressed. I felt like I was a failure, and I felt like there was always going to be a financial glass ceiling above my head. I also had to work to pay for my education. Again, I took out a lot of loans and my parents couldn't help me pay for school. So I worked a total of like 7 different jobs while I was an undergraduate. I had thought of myself as being fixed. I thought that I wasn't rich enough or talented enough. And I thought that no matter what, I was like a failure or a loser. I got really depressed and I thought that at this point, I'll never even make it into my dream school, let alone as like a broadcast journalist. So I couldn't just wake up Sunday morning and decide to apply to Columbia and wake up Monday morning with an acceptance letter. There's a huge process in between, and it's not based on luck. It's based on purely your mindset and the effort you are willing to put in. So the first thing about process is that you have to commit. So in this case, me committing was kind of like I didn't have a choice. I mean, yeah, I could have dropped out of school, or I could have gone into even more debt and taken out private loans, but I committed to working 20 to 30 hours per week every week on top of going to class. I started to see new ways that it could benefit my life. So working a job during school can still be something you put on your resume, even if it's a part-time job that doesn't necessarily connect to your eventual dream job. Even if it's like the worst situation, you can't believe you have to go through this, you can still make something of it. So as an example, I wanted to be in broadcast journalism and I wanted to produce movies. But my first jobs were like restaurant jobs, and those jobs are very labor intensive. It requires you to get dirty, but I was already spending 20 to 30 hours a week there. And I wasn't making that much money, so it wasn't really a great like input-output ratio, right? I was spending up to 30 hours a week and only taking home like $400 a month. That's not ideal. The second thing about focusing on effort is you have to do what others shy away from. In the dining hall, there was the dish room where they cleaned the dirty dishes. That was the place that nobody wanted to work in. It's hot and sweaty. It smells like throw up and like gross food particles are flying everywhere. I started to notice that at night when the supervisor, who was also a student, would clean the machine, everyone would like scatter. They were all outside like wiping tables or sweeping the floor. But I started to think, like what would happen if I learned how to help her clean the machine? So one night I just asked the student supervisor to show me how to clean the dish room. And since that was something that nobody else really did, especially not voluntarily, It really helped me stand out, I think. And that brings me to my third point, which is you have to always be on the lookout for a learning opportunity. So because I was eager to learn, the student supervisor started showing me more and more things, and she remembered I'm someone who's open to learning new things and I care enough about the dining hall to want to get in on the process. An opportunity opened up to apply for a promotion at the dining hall. It only offered 10 cents more per hour, but what it really offered was a leadership position that I could put on my resume. I got the promotion, no doubt because of all the effort I put in and being able to stand out above the rest of the students. And again, like, it was hard work, but the difference was just the way I looked at it was that this can help me too. It's not just hard work in exchange for a paycheck. I was building like soft skills such as learning how to lead other employees and learning how to collaborate in the workplace. That first promotion to student supervisor helped me get a second promotion to eventually becoming student manager at the UConn Dairy Bar. The main reason why I continued to move up was that, first of all, I had committed. I was pretty much stuck in a position where I had to work, and I continued to focus on learning opportunities. So I think this goes to show that even if you are in a situation where you can't control the environment you're in, the cards are stacked against you for whatever reason, if you commit and make the most of your time there and look for opportunities to learn and transfer those skills, and that is the power of process. I think the final step of the process was my senior year at UConn. I visited New York City with some friends, and around this time I was starting to question, am I going to go to grad school or am I going to try to get a job? That's when I started to look at graduate schools, and I found Columbia University. They have a really strong writing program and broadcast journalism program. While I was working like sometimes up to 3 different jobs at a time, I knew people around me were getting really cool experiences like Model United Nations and like debate clubs and student government, things that actually help you like get a job or go into grad school. And I just didn't have time for that stuff because I had to work to pay for my education. Like, it was barely enough for me to just get a degree. So I didn't really have the luxury of dreaming like that I could make it to New York City or Columbia University. I didn't see a clear path to an Ivy League school from my position. And I heard a rumor that there's an alma mater statue outside of Columbia with a hidden owl. And if you find the owl on your own without help from others, supposedly it means you are destined to attend Columbia University. I found the owl, and that really changed my whole mindset. I did this really cool thing that I can actually get into Columbia University. That was the final thing that helped me have the confidence, just changing my mindset just a little bit. In March 2017, I got my acceptance letter to Columbia University's journalism program, and that's how I made my dream come true. That's really just what I want to share with you. I think we can all do that. It's just a matter of rethinking the way you look at yourself in the world and the way you look at the situations that you're in. It was a pure moment of happiness, and I really hope you can all feel that way. So this is part 1 of the series. Part 2 is about the negative effects of getting too much praise and how that really, really ruined my time at Columbia. We'll be back soon, and thank you so much for spending time. See you next time. Bye.